Just 3 days after the Uvalde school shooting, Trump headlined the NRA's National Convention in Houston. And how did he honor the victims? By awkwardly dancing on their graves. Okay, before I start the segment, here is a list of items that I have officially banned from my set. Just kidding. Those were the items that were banned at the NRA's convention. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they banned selfie sticks, okay? Who came up with this list? This is almost as ridiculous as JD Vance trying to ban porn or Ted Cruz trying to ban dildos. It's like, wait. What if Ted Cruz did come up with this list? I mean, dildos are technically selfie sticks, and it wouldn't be a Trump speech without him insulting others. This time, he targeted Abbott, Cornyn, and Crenshaw after they decided not to attend the NRA convention.
And unlike some, I didn't disappoint you by not showing up.
When I first saw Trump's speech, I was disgusted that he would even dare say the names of the Uvalde victims. But that quickly turned to shock, mainly because, well, I didn't know Trump could actually read. Here, see for yourself. Oops, wrong video. Anyway, this is the same guy who said Thailand Yosemite in the 1775 Revolutionary Army took over airports.
Found glory across the waters of the Delaware and seized victory from Cornwallis of Yorktown. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do.
And in case you were wondering, planes were not used in warfare until the early 1900s, let alone airports. Okay, here is Trump reading the victims' names.
Alexandria Rubio. Aletha Ramirez.
This whole thing feels like a scene from a dystopian film. You know, the one where the villain publicly reads the names of his victims in the town square as a warning. Very dark stuff. And during his speech, Trump called for a series of measures to prevent future mass shootings.
Finally harden our schools and protect our children.
Harden schools? Why does that sound so familiar? Oh, right. It's because Republicans have been saying the same thing since the Parkland shooting in 2018.
We have to harden our schools, not soften them up.
The most important thing we can do is harden these schools.
Harden the school.
Hardening schools?
Hardened sites. We have to have hardened sites.
God help us if we don't harden our schools and protect our kids.
The thing is, Uvalde did harden its schools. In August 2020, law enforcement officers from 5 agencies converged inside the hallways of a school in Uvalde, Texas. Their guns drawn, role-playing how they would halt a gunman. Uvalde school officials were doubling their budget for security, updating protocols, and adding officers to the district's police department. And despite the overhaul of security in Uvalde and across much of Texas as well as other states, it has not stopped school mass shootings. In fact, according to a 2019 study, there is no evidence that hardening schools to make kids safer from gun violence actually works. All right, let's see what else Trump has to say.
Every building should have a single point of entry. There should be strong exterior fencing, metal detectors, and the use of new technology to make sure that no unauthorized individual can ever enter the school with a weapon.
Wait, what was that?
Single point of entry. There should be strong exterior fencing, metal detectors, and the use of new technology.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Trump wants a single point of entry, strong exterior fencing, a metal detector, and technology to prevent anyone with a weapon trying to enter. He just described a prison. But I guess that shouldn't come as a surprise considering that the private prison industry benefited from Trump administration policies to expand detention centers and increase profits, especially those who donated to Trump's campaign. Well, I can't wait to hear what else Trump is pushing.
That's why, as part of a comprehensive school safety plan, it's time to finally allow highly trained teachers to safely and discreetly concealed carry.
Wait, hold on. I thought Republicans said teachers were just liberal hacks grooming children. But now Republicans are totally okay with giving teachers guns to protect children? Teachers are some of the most stressed, underpaid, and underappreciated workforces out there. They should be teaching, not acting as security guards. I mean, does anyone else hear how insane this sounds? I'm sorry, but
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
Okay. Before I go, I just want to call attention to another pathetic excuse for a human being who's also on the NRA payroll. Texas Senator Ted Cruz.
Looking at broken families, absent fathers, declining church attendance, social media bullying, violent online content, desensitizing the act of murder in video games, chronic isolation.
Need I remind you, Ted Cruz is the guy who flew to Cancun and abandoned Texans while they froze to death. Not to mention, when he got caught, he blamed it all on his daughters. So, I don't think he's the best person to listen to about anything.
By elites, I refer to some of the most powerful politicians and their allies in the media. Many of these same people make their accusations from behind great bulwarks of safety, from gated communities equipped with private security, or at the very least, from safe and expensive neighborhoods protected by high home prices and low crime rates. Such people can afford an indulgent ideology that ignores reality.
Ted Cruz is calling other people elite? Okay, that is rich. Because if you looked up elite in the dictionary, you would see Ted Cruz's face. He's a Princeton and Harvard Law graduate who lives in a multi-million-dollar home in a very wealthy community with private security. At this point, I think we've had enough of Cruz, so let's just go outside and get some fresh air. Whoa, were those people protesting the NRA convention? Well, now I'm curious to know how many people were in attendance inside the convention. Ooh, that is embarrassing. Maybe instead of banning selfie sticks, they should have just banned smartphones. Because then at least no one would know they had an awful turnout. Well, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?